And good day to all of you. Behrus here, Worker Toronto Real Estate Board. And in this January of 2025, I'm giving you a preview of what we are expecting this year and giving you stats of last year's December and also giving an idea of how to design your portfolio of investments if you're investing in the real estate of this area and what to expect in terms of the return of that investment. Starting by reviewing the stats of last December, few things of particular importance for all of you. One is that this number of transactions in December didn't get along with what we have been seeing in the last 2 months of in the first 2 months of the fall of last year. So in October and in November, we have had transactions that were 40 to 44% increase in comparison to the year before. However, it didn't happen in December. What happened then? We are going to delve into that in a little while. But what we have ended the year with was a bit more in terms of number of volumes, in number of transactions. We ended up a bit more than 2023. That was a good thing. That shows that people are getting used to this environment. High interest rate environment is not always impacting the buyers. So that's a good thing for buyers to understand that the sellers are also they're taking an influence of what the interest rates are, because if they are not seeing what they can afford to purchase as their next move, they are not listing their properties. At the same time, they are the people that are under pressure of paying for those interest rates. That aside, prices at the end of the year slid by almost 1% of a year-over-year basis. And that is, for the December, that was a little bit more than 1.5% for the month of December. Whatever that we have transacted in the month of December, on average, the prices of those have been closed a little bit more than 1.5% below the December of 2023. All in all, it shows that the affordability and interest rates are working towards putting a price pressure, downward price pressure on the prices of Toronto GTA. Toronto GTA is impacted by the shortage of housing, but it's not immune to the interest rates, level of interest rates that we are seeing. That is another message for all of you. So for buyers, they have to understand that also sellers under impact, and also for those people who are saying that our region is different, that's the main message for them. We are not that different. We are under influence of the prices, under influence of the interest rates, and we are seeing the impact of that. Moving forward, the most interesting part was that in the condo sector, we had a price decrease. If you assume that only first-time buyers are buying the condos, and in the whole region, those condos have been under huge downward price pressure over the course of the year. But at the year end, we have closed of close to a 1.5% year-over-year price depreciation in that sector. In that sector also, we have seen a huge volume decrease of a year-over-year basis. That tells you that the lower sector of the market in terms of the purchasing power is more under pressure than anyone else. And in freehold sector, we didn't see that much of an impact, but altogether we have seen that. If you are seeing that the freehold sector in the higher price range, in the highest price range that we are ever recording, 3 million and above, is showing close to 40% of a year-over-year number of transaction appreciation, you have to be warned that whether those prices or those properties are overpriced and they have to come down, or there is a huge gap between the lower side of the market and higher side of the market. The good thing is that The former is more important and more probable than the latter. The reason being that in the whole sectors of the market, in average stats that we have, the prices are coming down. That shows that everyone is under effect by the interest rates, and affordability is a huge issue. As you may know, economy and the market sentiment and confidence, at the same time, the supply and demand have been main issues that I'm seeing the stats of the market through these lenses. And when you're looking at the supply and demand that jumping up and down, where the prices are not that much affected, you have to guess that um, there is one of them that's showing more influence on the whole market. And at the end of the year, we have recognized the importance of both together, and also the supply is not helping the prices to come down. At the same time, the prices are not as immune as you may think. So for those people, including me, who are always looking at the shortage of the housing in this region, we have to be wary that there is more into it than always new product coming to market. In other words, we have to understand that the sellers need more incentive, need maybe they need more pressure, maybe they need more time to feel the pressure to come onto market. And by that, I'm going to segue into predictions for 2025. In 2025, we are going to have two things that playing out together. One is that the interest rates coming down, there is a huge demand. I'm not saying that more than years before, but there is a huge demand from first-time buyers coming onto the market to purchase something. My main message to them is to just look carefully and purchase wisely what is more suitable for you and what you're absolutely liking. Not settling down for something that you don't like is my message to you. You have to have that in mind all the time. You have to absolutely like what you're buying, not because of the budget, but because of the property and type of the property that you're buying. Layout, location, and the type of the property that you're buying has to be absolutely favorable to you. Then you have to discuss the price with your educated real estate agent. That's the main thing that has to be of concern to you for this year, because it's only you who's transacting in this market to bring the prices up or down. And if you're giving up one of them for another, you're sacrificing for the whole market and sacrificing yourself for something that may not materialize at the end of the year, which would be price reduction, stability in the market, and also more affordable type of housing for all of you. And for sellers. Sellers are under pressure. And in this year, we get to know that based on the stats that we have, close to 1 million mortgages are going to be coming up for renewal in the whole country. A majority of them, I believe, are going to happen in GTA area. The sellers are still feeling the pressure. These sellers can be investors or first-time investors or mom and pop shops who are investing in real estate, and they're still waiting for that moment, and they're gonna run out of the patience when they see that the prices are not going anywhere, and the pressure from paying off those mortgages is so much so that they're gonna pour into the market. And altogether, we are still believing that in this year we're gonna see a flat market in the good scenario. In a good case scenario, we are going to see a flat prices, but we are going to see more transactions, not because there is a lot of demand, not because there's a lot of changes, not because that we are immune to any kind of interest rate hike or downward cycle in the interest rate, but because relatively we have been under suppressed market for a long time, that there is a huge demand backing up under the dam, and it's going to pour into the market. So the number of transactions are going to be increasing a little bit less than what everybody's expecting. I'm expecting it to be less than 70,000 in terms of number of transactions, yet more than last year, but we are going to see more transactions. But the prices in a moderate case scenario is going to be flat. In the best case scenario, it's going to slightly appreciate, but in the worst case scenario, we are going to see 2 to 3% price reduction this year as well. Who is the winner? Who is the loser of this year? We are going to decide by the end of the year. But if you choose who you work with, people who understand, you can differentiate between the regions that you're investing in and you're putting your life savings in, and when to sell, when to buy, you're going to be the winner of this year. At the end of the year, we're all winners and we're all living in this great region, but we have to understand that price of housing has been in an unaffordable range, both for sellers, and it's impacting more gravely buyers than anyone else. See you on the next video. Hope you're getting into a good start of this year, and I'm also reporting to you in a short while the first month of 2025 to see what has been happening in that month. Have a wonderful year.